this is Caden. He's an 8-year-old boy, keen hunter. He got this bow only a couple of weeks ago, and he's usually a longbow shooter, but he's yeah, compound's a bit of a different story compared to a stick. But I said I'd take him out for a hunt, so he's been trying to get his eye in with this. It's a whole different story. But he's slowly progressing and getting better, so I thought, oh yeah, if I get an animal close for him, we'd have a chance. So. No luck with the turkeys, it was time to head for a goat. We had a bite to eat and headed up onto this ridge and then glassed down onto this flat where I knew there'd be a few goats with the sun popping out. Sure enough, they were there. He spotted a nice young billy in a good place for a stalk by itself, so we got down there. Caden was itching at the bit, but the wind was up and down the gully, so it was a bit tricky to find out where to go. Finally planned a stalk and got into where the goat was, and it had gone, so it's a bit of a bugger, but now a mission was to plan a stalk and goats in the middle of the paddock with cattle around, so a bit of a tricky thing to do, but we managed to work something out until the wind stuffed us up. Right, with the goats spooked, they headed up into the scrub. Caden was keen to go, so I knew they'd go up in there and kind of huddle up. Sure enough, we go up there stalking, and they were on this little bit of a clearing. We managed to get to about 15 to 18 yards, and Caden had an arrow on. It all kind of happened rather quick. I was trying to get the camera up, and I managed to hit a branch above my head, and I couldn't focus past the tree in front of me. Rightio, we got into about 15 yards and Caden drew back and the arrow went over the top, which was a bit of a bugger, but the sun's starting to set, so we shot back to the truck for a bite to eat before we got up onto the hill to glass for some pigs. The farmer saw a few pigs during the week on this ridge at the front of the farm, so we thought we'd go and give that a crack. They're nice size for Caden, so we'll see what we can do and head out there. The sun's starting to head down now, so we'll see how we go. The sun was setting, it was about 5 o'clock. We spotted a nice ball for Caden. We got down to about 10 yards away and had a sow walk up to us. I thought we were busted, but she carried on feeding, couldn't quite figure out what it was. We were about 20 yards away, which was a comfortable shot for any adult archer. But with Caden, he's had to get close because we had to get penetration on this pig, so otherwise we wouldn't kill it cleanly. So we got to about 15. It was feeding towards us, and then it would keep feeding away, feeding towards us, feeding away, and we just couldn't get any closer because other sheep around and the way the bush and the ridge was set up. So we'll just have to wait for things to play out and see how we get on. The sun setting, it was time to make a move quick. We got to about 10 yards on the end of this fence. The pig was feeding broadside. All we needed to do was to get Caden another metre until the fence stopped and the arrow was away. Caden just about got to the edge of the fence, and then the pig decided there was better food with his mates just over the hill. So he wandered off, which was a bit of a bugger, but we just about had our opportunity, and Caden had an awesome time. His heart was up, but that's all part of it, that's what we do it for, so it was an awesome day. They had been pissing down all day, and I decided to head out in the afternoon for a hunt. It's been dry for a while during the week, so I thought the pigs will be enjoying this during the wet weather. I get out there in the afternoon, started glassing. It wasn't long before a couple of pigs come out, and they were just chilling down there having a feed for a while. And I wasn't sure if any other pigs were going to come out because it was starting to get on, and there wasn't much sign around. So yeah, I just have to hang in and wait it out and see what happens. Here's a bit of a video of the two boars and the same little mob that came out. I filmed it about a couple of weeks ago. They're just having a fight, and they've been going for about 15 minutes. I'd watched them for quite a while. They got onto within 10 yards in the end, but I had the camera behind because another pig came out and I was going to shoot him. So yeah, but they just kept fighting all the time, and it was quite awesome to watch. But with time running out, I decided to jump in the truck, shot round to another area on the farm, and there's a bit more sign there, so it was looking good, and there wasn't long to go before dark, so yeah, it was all looking good. Wasn't long I arrived at the new place on the farm, and been there for 15 minutes. A couple of pigs come out, and not a bad boar come out. He was not a bad pig. I'd seen him probably about a year ago. He's got quite distinctive markings on him. I stalked in at that stage, but the wind spun. Probably stalked him for about an hour at that time. The wind spun and he smelt me and took off, and he caught up with the same boar about a year later. So hopefully I can get him this time. He'd been there for probably 15 minutes, feeding around with his sows, and then it was time to crack a plan and see what I could do. The wind was good. It had been about 15 minutes since the bigger boar had come out. I spotted another pig coming out from underneath the pophole. It was not a bad boar too, and he was coming out really slowly. He could smell the other boar because it was in his face, and he wasn't sure if he should come out or not because he might get a hiding with all these gills around, especially if the pig's bigger than him. So it took him a while to come out. He was pausing and then take a few steps, and he was taking a while. So I knew I'd be in for some action here, because if they had a scrap, it was going to be good to watch. So the camera was all ready. It was a matter of time until it was all going to happen. Right, the smaller boar got to about within 15 metres of this other pig. He had his head up, just watching with the other pig ass on. And the big boar turned around and spotted him for a while, put his head back down, wasn't quite sure, and then put his head back up and started to go towards him. And I thought, here we go. Got the camera up, was recording, it was all on. Right, they chased each other around for quite a while, and I could hear them going into the bush and big squeals coming out and scrapping going on, which was a bit of a bugger because I was hoping to catch it on film out in the paddock. But the younger boar got a hiding. He decided to head back to the bush, and the bigger boar started feeding. So I thought, that's good, got my opportunity. All the sows and stuff didn't want to be around them while they're having a fight, so they took off back to the bush. So he was by himself. It was me and the pig with the wind in my face. As I started to make my way down to this totara to get round to have a crack at this pig, the other boar that I thought had headed back to the bush earlier on started coming over the ridge, and it was me in between him and the pophole. So I thought, this is going to be good. So I chucked an arrow on, got behind this tree, started to draw my bow back, and I thought, oh, this isn't good because I can't see around the trees. So he was either going to be in my face or he'll be at a distance. So it was either a matter of where he's going to be, I'm not sure. Look each side of the tree and see what happens. The arrow landed exactly where I wanted it to. The pig took off down the hill with his front legs, just couldn't keep him up, and there was blood coming out both sides. He probably made it 80 metres down the hill, rolled probably a little bit, and when he was giving his last squeals, the big pig up on the ridge decided he was getting into his gills basically, and he came flying down the ridge all heckled up and wanting a fight. And started laying into this pig on the ground, all froth coming out of his mouth, and thought, right, gotta make the most of this, and stalked in quick, chucked an arrow on, and got to about 25 yards, drew back. first shot landed a bit far back. He wasn't quite quartering as far as I thought he was. He took off around the hill up beside me. I drew back, ready for him to stop. He come round. Just before he hit the pop hole, he stopped and I had an arrow on, drawn back, ready to go, knew how far away it was, let rip, and I smoked him the second time and he was over. As I got ready to gut these pigs and take them out, I looked at the black boar, the smaller one, and I could see marks all over its head, rips from the bigger boar when he'd laid into him. So it was quite amazing how much power these pigs actually have. I wouldn't want to get in the way of them or corner them. So with both pigs in the car, it was time to head home. It was a great afternoon, a little bit wet, but it was well worth it. Caden's was a good day. Had a crack at a few animals, but no luck. But we'll have better luck next time. We'll take him out and try to get him his first pig. That's our goal, and get it all on camera for everyone to watch. So.